Before I start this video, I just want to say that these two videos that you're going to see, I've just merged into one. That's why in the first half of the video, the mic quality isn't going to be the best, but then this halfway through, it will change because I got a new mic. So hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe for more, and peace.
The most important things in hardcore Minecraft are automatic farms. So sit back, relax, and watch me spend 100 days building some of the best automatic farms there are. The first farm we'll be building is a slime farm. Luckily this is a very straightforward and simple slime farm, which I will leave the link in the description. But let's just grab some materials real quick. First things first, you're going to need a swamp or a slime chunk, but swamps are preferably better. And you're going to need a good decent amount of space. I think it was around 45 by 45 area for this. So let's do a bit of clearing out. As we just tidy up these last few blocks here, we've finally created enough space to start the slime farm. First things first is we're going to need a 7x7 hole. This is going to be for the killing chamber and the collection system. Now that that's finished, it's time to build the main part of the farm. It's a very simple and straightforward farm. Like I said, I will leave all the link in the descriptions for all of these farms in this video, so you can follow along. After building the AFK spot and AFKing for literally, I want to say 5 minutes, we fly down just to see how many slime blocks we get. As you can see, it is a very efficient farm, so on to the next one. For this next farm, we're going to need a lot of bees' nests because, as you can probably guess, we're making a honey farm. After collecting up all the materials and building a little spot for it in our spawn chunks, we finally managed to build the farm. Unfortunately, the files got corrupted for this, so I did actually build it, as you can see, quickly, but that's all you're going to see. As we collect some materials for the next build, This farm is very controversial in the Minecraft world, but you know what? My world, my rules. This is Shulkercraft's gravity block duplicator. So that's for sand, gravel and concrete blocks. So yeah, my world, my rules. First things first was obviously clearing the end portal out, so it was just the portal itself. And this farm was a very tricky farm to build. It's just a tedious one. Obviously, it's very straightforward when you're watching the video, but if you make one mistake, I'm not a redstone guy, so I don't know where I've gone wrong. So, good luck. So yeah, after we place a block in the chunk loader, we finally place all the sand on the glass. This is what's going to get chucked through the portal and duplicate when it goes through to the other end. Just a quick reminder, if you're building this, you want to make sure that once you go through, once you're done with the farm, remember to come turn off the machine and the chunk loader, otherwise it will break and most likely lag out your server. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so I literally AFK'd for 10 minutes and look how much sand. I think it makes something like 75,000 sand an hour, which is insane. The next farm I wanted to build is Ilmango's bone meal farm. By the way, this guy, his farms are just insane. But I thought I'd go for a schematic on this one just because I do struggle with redstone a little bit, so I thought it'd just be easier this way rather than trying to follow a video. So yeah, also this is the first time I used the schematic mod, so if I don't look like a professional, then don't moan. But after building this farm, which is very straightforward with the schematic mod, as you can see, it creates an insane amount of bone meal. Also with this one, don't leave the chunks because mine broke and I'm going to have to repair it. But yeah, just a quick little break. I wanted to collect up all my iron before it overflowed my chests, because in the next, I want to say next episode, maybe the one after that, there's a very big project coming up which I need a lot and a lot of iron. So this is going to be a little sneak peek of what that episode is going to consist of. I just need a beacon for it first. So as we get our haste 2 beacon, we're going to come down to the build that we built in the previous, which was the enchanting room. And I'm building a 200 long tunnel, which is going to consist of an insane storage room. Fully automatic, hold every block in the game storage room. So I'm just going to give it a sneak peek in this video because it's going to be a very big project. And I'm not sure when it's going to be coming out, but just stay tuned for it. After digging a bit of the tunnel out, I went and checked to see how the bone meal was getting on, and as you can see, just from in the background, it was creating a lovely amount of bone meal. So I thought, just for now, this ain't the prettiest, but I am just going to extend this storage system. Next thing I wanted to do, which, again, controversial, but I needed fuel for my auto smelter, and I thought the best way of doing that was to duplicate carpets. I built 2 of them either end, and I gotta say, they're so handy. The next farm I was building was probably one of my favourite farms, the Wither Skeleton farm, which obviously you need turtle eggs for, but this is such an overpowered farm. So yeah, let's just quickly collect the rest of the materials and let's get building. After getting the final few materials for this build, it was finally time to start building this. Also, I highly recommend getting potion resistant potions and also invisibility potions, and I didn't do either, but you can just see me absolutely getting blasted by this blaze. And let me tell you something, it wasn't fun. So after we built this bedrock breaker, which definitely didn't take me about 8 times to do, we was finally able to get up onto the nether roof, which we could build the second part of the farm with. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but this is just a quick little time lapse, and this is me killing some wither skeletons, which finally allowed us to get loads of wither skulls, which is absolutely beautiful. So we went straight to the end after this to get as many stars as we could. After getting our second haste 2 beacon, I thought I would just clear out as much more of this mine as I could, because obviously beacons only allow you to go 50 blocks with the perk. So I built another one 50 blocks away, which just allow me to clear out a bit more space for the next episode. Now this next farm that we're building, as you see, I'm just grabbing the last materials here, is one of the most important farms that you can get on this game, and I am just going to completely skip this farm because this took me absolutely ages and I can't be bothered to edit all of that. So this is me using the farm afterwards. Obviously it's a raid farm, you've seen them thousands of times all over YouTube, but I just kept mucking it up. I don't know why, I just couldn't do it, but I eventually done it, and as you can see, getting a nice amount of levels, and the main part is the totems. After using the farm for about 10-15 minutes, we finally were able to get a shulker box of totems, plus many more. After that, we just done a bit of maintenance, got some more of the iron out of the chest. Because this is in spawn chunks, it just loads all of the time. But it was time for our next farm, which we're building right next to the bone meal farm for a reason, which is this really, really good wood farm that I didn't know existed. I'm not going to lie, the whole reason I built the slime and the honey farm is because I thought I needed them for a wood farm. But this is probably one of the easiest builds and most efficient builds I've ever done. Highly recommend. After AFK and at the wood farm for just a little while, I made all of the logs into chests, and then I used all of the iron that I have been collecting to make into hoppers as well. This is all obviously for the mega storage system that I'm going to be building. So if you've got any ideas for a design of this build, then let me know. I am working on something, but I'm always happy to tweak it. But yeah, so the next farm that I wanted to build, and this is actually the last farm of the video, is the very overpowered gold XP farm that you've seen so many YouTubers build. It is absolutely overpowered. I'm so happy I built this. But yeah, I definitely had fire resistant potions here, which absolutely made my life 10 times easier. So yeah, after grabbing a bunch of materials like the 5 shulker boxes of magma blocks, it was finally time to start building this farm. This farm didn't take me too long to build. It was just one of those tedious jobs, and building this glass roof to stop the ghast spawns. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just standing here getting as much XP as I could ever wish for, plus gold at the same time. But yeah, I highly recommend building majority of these farms. I will leave all the links to in the description of these farms. But if you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe and like the video, and also comment what else you would like to see on this channel. Would you rather see the more long form content, or would you rather see short form content? Please let me know, and yeah, peace.
This storage system holds 4,534,272 stackable items, and I'm going to show you how I built this in my hardcore world. Hold up, before we do any of this, why are you not subscribed to the channel? Subscribe right now. As we get straight into this, first things first is, in the last episode I did start digging out a little tunnel, but we need a lot more space, and I don't think you realise how much space we need. I think it was something like 28 wide, 14 high, and about 200 blocks long. So that's exactly what we did. I started clearing out a little bit of room, but obviously this water was a pain in the arse, so we quickly went over, found a guardian, a temple, and killed all the guardians and got our first lot of sponge. Yes, I forgot the hoe. That's why I used an axe. Don't judge me. But yeah, so we started clearing out this water. It made my life so much easier.
Alright, so this is the width and the height that we need for all the hoppers and the chests. But we still got this. Yeah.
To save you the hassle, I'm going to do a little bit of editing magic for you, because that was 2 hours, 3 hours that I'm never going to get back, so I didn't want to waste it for you. But yeah, so you can see we've got this massive room now, which is absolutely perfect. The next stage is getting light matter cut up and just having a look at the material list, and as you can see there's just under 4,000 hoppers, which also means 4,000 chests for them hoppers, let alone the 3,000 chests that we actually need. But we was just having a look at some of the starter things we can get, like blackstone slabs, so that's what we've done straight away. Before selling my life away for the next, I don't even know, 20 hours of my life building this thing, I thought I'd just start easy by just making the path, just so I can see how long it really is and how depressed it's going to make me. But as you can see, we're just coming along with blackstone slabs. Nothing special. You obviously saw the clip in the beginning. But in between this, I just wanted to keep getting as many hoppers, as many chests as possible, just so I didn't have to do it in one big bulk. So I thought if I separate it, it might be easier. But after this, the next thing I wanted for decoration wise was the sea lanterns. So with the guardian, with the temple that I found earlier, I thought I'm going to skip it as well, because you don't want to see a guardian farm. You've probably seen this one a million times. But I thought I'd get this just so I can make one nice and easy, and obviously I can get all the prismarine blocks. And it's actually a very good XP farm, so I highly recommend building this one. I will leave it in the description. But as you can see here in a second as I come down, the rates of this is insane. You kill them all and they're back within 5 seconds. It is unbelievable how good this farm is. But yeah, as you can see here, and bang, get so much XP from it. It's brilliant. So yeah, we grab these sea lanterns and then we head back to the base. Before actually placing these sea lanterns, I wanted to get the schematic set up, because this was going to be a bit of a pain. I just wanted to make sure that everything was going to fit nicely before I get carried away with myself. So after a bit of fiddling around, I finally got into the position that I wanted it to, so we could start properly having a look at how we're going to build this. After, a bit of fiddling around, I just had a quick look around, just made sure everything was central, everything was looking nice, and just made sure everything that actually loaded in, because I didn't want to miss anything out, because obviously that would be a pain if it did. So yeah, I just had a little run through, but at this point I was pretty much ready to just start smashing out the chests and the hoppers and everything else. And for the next 2 minutes for you guys, but for the next 6 hours for me, I spent build it. To be fair, it wasn't actually 6 hours because of the schematic. It was a lot easier than I thought. Obviously, I have a bit of trouble, which I will show you in a brief moment, but it was actually quite easy to build the chest and hopper wise. The rest of it, the collecting materials, was the bit that I absolutely despise. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going to run through it really quickly. Me placing the chest, the hoppers, and obviously the sorting system itself. So yeah, enjoy. One of the main setups, obviously, for a redstone build is redstone. So I'm back with the villagers, and yeah, I'm not going to show this because this is very boring, but I had to come to this thing many times. So please, in the comments, if you've got a good redstone farm that is very efficient, please let me know, because this bores the living crap out of me. After getting the redstone, I also needed some quartz for the comparators and all the other bits and bobs. As I realised, I didn't actually collect any of them just yet. Luckily, the comparators wasn't too bad, and the repeaters weren't too bad to get. The main thing was the redstone, because quartz, very easy to get, and obviously stone and the cobblestone and blah blah blah. The rest of that is very easy to get. So, yeah, just a little snippet here of me doing that, which was fun. And to not bore you any longer, I'm going to go straight through this. So obviously, we spent all the time placing the blocks down, then the torches, then the repeaters in the middle. Then after covering that with some more stone, it was time for the comparators. And finally, the redstone that goes on top. And most importantly, to finish off this whole build, because I don't want to bore you any longer, the hoppers. As we do this little time lapse here, you just show how massive this thing is. Obviously, it's not completed yet. I need to make all the other little systems, the input systems, but you can see how big this bloody thing is. And yes, it's a very simple build. I didn't want to do water streams because I liked everything close together, but it was such a tedious build that I just hope I never do it again. But as you can see here, obviously, with this hopper line, the redstone torches were above it, which means that nothing could actually pass through these hopper lines. Which, yes, I had to destroy both sides of the bottom layers, which, bugged me. I'm not going to bore you with this either. So as you can see, I'm done. So as we go through this, obviously, it was time to start setting out for what we was going to do. So I'm just testing out things here of how I'm going to do it, which I will explain to you at the end of the video of how it actually does work with the filter things and the main blocks. But yeah, as you can see, we're just going through the blocks now. We've obviously got wood, we got stone, we got so many blocks in this game, and I was using bamboo for my filter items, which I just thought was rather easy to get. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you with every single block in the game because this took me the most amount of time. This took me a stupid amount of time to get every single block, and obviously a stack of blocks was 41 blocks was easier for me to filter and put into the system, but obviously some blocks like diamond blocks, netherite, blah blah blah, that was hard to get a lot of. But as I was doing this, I got bored, so I decided to set up beacons in each corner of this system, just so I have all the effects at all times. But as we get back onto this, as you can see, look, with big stackable items, I have 1 bamboo, and then with less items I will use 44 bamboo altogether. So yeah, as we're building here, this is the shulker box unloader that I'm building, which obviously you don't want to have to manually place down your shulker box and take everything out. So this is what I'm building here, which I will show you how it works towards the end of the video.
Okay, after a stupid amount of time collecting near enough every single item in the game, or stackable item in the game, I think, I hope, it is done. If you come back here, we've got the shulker box unloader, and then this is where we're going to put the chest. The stuff that goes out in the chest will come through here, up this chute, and then through, and then it will just make it sort of way all the way round. And then whatever's left over, so the non-stackable items, will come down here, and then we've just got these 9 chests here, so that should just sort them out nicely. But alright, so we're going to test this out. I'm really hoping it's going to work, but I have a bad feeling that it's not going to work. So this final chest is where the last stretch of it is. So when I put an item in here, I'm going to test the last item, because if it gets caught, then we know something's wrong. So if it makes it into this chest, this bone meal makes it into this chest, it's good. Alright, so what I am going to do is just make sure this is working to start with. So in a sec, that should come there. Okay. Is that? Why is that? Okay. Why is that just alright? It's a good start. Oh. Why is that? Oh my god, I've missed a dropper. Alright, that's a good start. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, we'll try that again. I should go into there and start spitting out. Why is that not pushing out though? Oh. That is not good. Alright. That should should be fixed this time, so let's chuck the bone meal in. Alright, it's still get. Oh, I forgot to put a glass on. This is going horrible. Okay. Some of it has gone into the system, but alright, it's finally all going out now. So the real question is it going to make it into this chest? So I've got 3. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, I'm a bit worried because nothing has come out of this dropper yet, because it should have went through the system, up, and then round. So I have a bad feeling something is stuck somewhere. It definitely went up. Just where did it go after that? Alright, I'm an idiot. I haven't joined these up. Alright, so now you can hear it going up. Oh, yes, it's worked. Oh my god. Thank god for that. It took it took its bloody time. Alright, that is very good news. So that means it's made its way all the way through, so nothing is missing or broken, because otherwise it wouldn't have made it through. Oh, you don't know how happy that makes me. Obviously, I've still got all of these to infill, because I'll quickly show you the back of how I do it. Obviously, bulk items, when you are filtering them, so for instance, oh my god, I can't even get in here. Alright, for instance, dirt. So if you put 42 or 41 dirt, that is the minimum you can do. You only need 4 different named items. But for instance, with mud, you need 44, which you can just do 1 with, because the maximum items in a hopper is 45. So if certain things that you don't have bulk of, so mud, you can do more filters and less items. So for instance, like diamonds, netherite, I'm not going to have stacks upon stacks of them. So you can do it like this. But for bulk items, it's much better to do 4 and then bulk, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so I'm stuck in it now. Just gonna break that for a second. Okay, so that is a very good sign. So these are my names things. So make sure not to put them in there. All right. So what we're gonna do now is, oh, the only problem is I can't actually. I've built this, made it all pretty. I can't access my chest. I'm gonna need to sort that out. But so we've got a bunch of stuff here, like blackstone stuff that's going to be in the system. So if we chuck them in, that should, yes, perfect. What that'll do is filter out all of the stuff in the shulker box rather than having to take it out of the shulker box. And hopefully, once it's all filtered out, it should pop out and fall into this chest, an empty shulker box. So we'll have to wait and see. Alright, I don't know if you just saw that, but it finished unloading all the items. Then it gets pushed into the scaffolding where it breaks and falls into here. So this is where all the empty shulker boxes will fill. The only thing is that did take quite a while for that to unload. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need a chunk loader in this. I feel like I'm going to need a chunk loader in like the middle of this, because I'm not sure how it works. Because obviously I know items in the hoppers won't despawn, but obviously when they're getting pushed up here, I know it's only for a split second, but if I fly off, are they going to disappear? Please let me know in the comments if I'm going to need a chunk loader, just for this, maybe this little section here, just so they don't despawn when getting chucked out of the dropper into the hoppers. But yeah, so please let me know in the comments, because I'm not too sure about that one. Alright, but the next stage for me, which I'm not going to bore you guys with, is now clearing absolutely every item that I have into this storage system, which I've just realised now is going to take a very, very, very long time. So wish me luck. But yeah, so I am very happy with how this has turned out. Obviously, I've got a lot of terraforming to do, which I'm not going to do in this episode, because this episode has taken me long enough, and otherwise this video is never going to come out. But this is the final product. Obviously, when you get to the end here, I've still got. What I need to do now is just go along every single chest and do this, which I am not going to do now. Let's be honest, that is not a fun job to do, because the amount of times I have to press this, yeah, I'm not feeling that. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that subscribe button and comment what you would like to see in the next episode. But also, please let me know about that chunk loader, as that will help me out loads. So yeah, smash that subscribe button, like the video, because it helps out massively. Even if you don't want to watch these videos, even if you just run them in the background, that means so much to me, because it helps with the watch hours. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one.